I mean, I guess I could do hacking now that I have a rating 3 agent, but it's like, eh.
You could invest in more. You could also like look into like the sort of programs that you might have a particular agent use. I mean, obviously we don't have a dedicated hacker, and we're not going to have a dedicated hacker unless it comes from NPC. And there might be a situation in which Coyote ends up getting disabled, or we have to do something without the wheelman. Or a situation could happen to Twitch, like what happened in this instance, where her comm link is rendered inert or she's sent running in fear. My character has a lot more other shit to look at than the Matrix. And you could be like, "You're get an agent." I gotta afford future loan payments to an entity. I'm sure.
I mean, I guess I could go and look for a nice agent and stuff like that. I'll think about it.
I mean, you're the one
It's
who ends up complaining so much about not having anything to spend your money on, and that would be a valid and valuable resource for your character to spend money on.
well, I would probably also need a better comm link as well.
That would also be a valid and valuable resource.
So I haven't.
And side note, a high firewall is good for anyone.
I mean,
Yes.
I'll probably end up getting a new comm link, but that won't take a week of work.
I mean, something like cred sticks, generally have like a firewall rating of 5 or even 6 in situations. So, obviously you have a meek firewall that a technomancer decided it was so fucking easy to hack into. Why not put my virus? And since you have all that excess money, why the hell not? I started off with a comm link with a response of 5 and a firewall of 5, but with the stuff that you have now, you could easily go 6s across the board. And then we're like, shit, how do we get in contact with such and such? And then with your fucking Signal 6, you're like, don't worry, guys. I can reach 10 kilometers. I am a cell phone tower. I got this.
And of course, it's got a satellite uplink just in case. It's not even like it's expensive.
I know the wireless, world chapter is scary, Jordan.
Oh, and Jordan, if you're wondering about things for him to spend his money on, he could also do things like, oh, I don't know, sponsor a local urban brawl group for high-risk youths.
That's right. You could think of, awesome role playing reasons to invest all of your cash. You can expand beyond the horizons of the corner you might be painting for your character. He's not a meathead.
Be some kid's mentor.
Probably going to do the whole. I'm probably going to delve into the wireless world, and I might look into that as well. The other thing.
Sure. I mean, I'm sure that there are mechanical representations of those sorts of things too, where, you pick up a contact by virtue of all of the charity work you're doing and shit. I don't know.
We're more than numbers on a page.
It is true. We're more than numbers on a page.
That situation ended up happening with Marcus Paulson, where he just ended up getting painted into that party monster type, and it was only with the last few sessions where he managed to sort of break free of that. Don't be Marcus Paulson again.
I'm trying not to.
Be alive.
I'm probably going to look into the wireless world right now.
It's
'Cause
very
I don't-
scary. I try to help like Cryptid and Sean out with like analyzing things, and then I just like throw my hands up and get frustrated. It's like, fuck it.
There's a lot in there, and no one decided whether they were trying to make it realistic or not. And so ended up kind of batshit.
I do have a lot of fun every session, though. I sort of ask myself, how much time will we spend on attempting to clarify wireless matrix thing?
The question with magic was easy. It just controlled F and searched for counterspelling in the Running Wild book and saw, hey, some of the critter power mention counterspelling, therefore it makes sense that the ones that don't make use of it, so that's done. Wireless ones, it's a fucking crapshoot.
Yep. And then you get the situation, Crimson, rather logically, in the hopes that he'll understand it, asks, why is this the case? I thought X and X was the case.
So I have a question. Is there any value in my really crappy comlink with its sort of okay OS?
I mean,
You
certainly...
mean as in keeping it around?
I mean, I could keep it around, but I'm like...
As
As a burner
selling it, or are you talking about selling it, or are you talking about, what are you talking about? Be more specific.
selling it basically, but I mean, also the next question is there
If-
any way in Chummer of just taking things out, like,
If you just, want to get rid of something, you can just delete it. Use the delete key.
I mean, like, take this suite of software I have and the
And
agent
install it
new-
on something else,
Just delete it and then add it for free on something else.
yeah.
Okay.
And,
Alright.
selling the comlink wouldn't be any value, but certainly it would be valuable for you to keep it around. I mean, at some point, maybe someone will, be able to log on to a comlink of yours. They'll get an access ID. They'll be able to trace you or track you, or it might become compromised in some other fashion. But they won't have access to a secondary comlink, or so you'd hope, anyway. And so, at the very least, you'd be able to use that. It'd be serviceable. You'd be familiar with it. At the very least, long enough to get out like an emergency message of some kind.
Oh, I'd probably need your help getting a hold of this comlink. It's 32F in availability.
Yeah, the military grade stuff is kind of outside what you can really look for.
Just make yourself a custom comlink. You can get up to rating 6 that way.
Oh boy. That's response 9. 48F.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything above 6 is military grade and highly illegal.
Even rating 6, push it to boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a general rule, rating 6 anything is bleeding edge. Rating 7 is
We're going to need
stolen
to-
it from
Yeah.
you've stolen it from some top secret agency.
We are going to need to drive down to the Aslam border and take out like a paramilitary squad. and steal
even
their
then-
shit.
And even then, you're likely to just get the lower rated 5 stuff if it's just the stuff on the outskirts. It's like that rating is like even reserved for the really high up.
Well, there goes 11,000 of my new yen already.
Yep, going into the Matrix is a good way to burn money.
Right. The same was true for the Genesis version of the game. It's a very expensive hobby.
Yes, there's essentially 2 paths to upgrading. There is karma, which is for mages, and there is money for everyone else.
Karma is also for everyone else.
Yeah, but not nearly as helpful, not nearly as important as it is for mages, just as money is not as important for mages as it is for everyone else. Both are helpful either which way, it's just one focuses on one, everyone else focuses on the other.
Twitch always needs more money.
Okay, well, there goes 17,000 new yen just on The custom comlink and the custom comlink
Oh,
OS.
you got a rating 6 response signal firewall. That's where the 17,000 came from. Now you can load it up with all sorts of, upgrades. You can get some a biometric reader like I got, a biometric lock, hardening. You can get its own separate armor. Special suite, full of programs. You can get another agent.
Trick the thing out until it just does everything for you.
Yeah, I mean, has a satellite link, a custom interface, a hot SIM module, a microphone, a skin link, hardening, and an armor case. So, actually, if Twitch got hit by an EMP, her comlink is probably the only thing that would still be functional. BioWare side.
Body probably sure wouldn't.
Correct.
As she is trying to vaguely focus her eyes and in a hope of seeing anything, she'll notice the comlink is still working.
Still working just fine.
So where is that stuff for, like, our comlink armoring?
That, like the hardening and stuff, that's in, Unwired.
Yeah, you'll have to turn on Unwired for a lot of that.
Okay, I found it. I have it on because I at one time this was a while ago, like 4 weeks ago. I decided I'm going to make a hacker, not like a good hacker. I'm just going to make a hacker. 2 hours later, I'm like, I give up because of all the crap I had to deal with. It was literally 2 hours of me going like, what book is this in? What does it do? And Aaron was basically telling me, this is what you need. I'm like, why?
What does it do?
There's so much minutiae, it doesn't even matter.
Until eventually you just threw up your hands and said, fuck this.
Yeah, whatever. I'll get armor case 10. Why not? Why not? 500 new yen. 500 new yen. Why not?
Well, the problem with that is, I think in that situation, like, it ends up happening whenever you add, like, armor ratings to vehicles or to your items, it looks obvious. Like, you don't have, like, a normal sort of comlink that you could customize and shape in a whole variety of areas. This comlink is fucking plated and decked.
It's also highly custom.
Yep.
This is basically built from the ground up.
Yep. Like, it's something that will stand out. Not exactly something as a status symbol, but it would be recognized that, that's not a cheap one you got out of a vending machine. Someone could take that for a lot of fucking drug money.
That said, a hardened, or rather a armored 10 comlink is definitely the orkiest kind of comlink.
Okay, I got hardening 6 because why not? I don't know what else to get besides programs.
Skin link is always good.
Well,
the satellite link is very nice.
I have that and a printer because why not?
Yes. Like I mentioned, I have a biometric reader. Obviously, that came into play whenever we needed to analyze that dead man's biometrics, and as well as a biometric lock, so that no one else could normally pick up and use the comlink except for my character.
Oh, a customized interface gives you a +1 on all matrix actions using your comlink.
There's definitely that too. So much fun to be had.
Oh, and you'll want a SIM module.
Is there any way for me to take stuff that I've already put in, like, one thing of Chummer and place it like, take it from one level and move it down a level?
No, it doesn't really work.
You can, sure.
Delete it and re-add it.
You can use, the left mouse button to drag, like, big things, and for, like, tiers under that, you can use the right mouse button to drag things. I found that out myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, holy shit.
I just fucking blew all of your mind. Like,
would you look at that?
I sort of discovered that by accident. I was just, like, clicking around. I was so fucking frustrated, like, I get so fucking sick of it. I just like clicked and like, and that happened like in the middle of character creation. Like my life became better.
Okay, what does customized interface do? I just grabbed it because why not?
It gives you +1 to everything in the Matrix as long as you're using that comm link.
And you said, why do I need a sim rig?
So that you can use SimSense.
But you don't
No,
want to
not
use
sim-
SimSense.
Not a sim rig, a sim module.
A sim module allows you to use a VR, virtual reality. Without it, you cannot use virtual
It
reality.
also lets you use Skillsofts and Linguisofts.
That's true. All of those rely on, to be right in your brain, rely on virtual reality.
You wouldn't be able to use all Skinsoft. You'd just be able to use NoSofts and Linguisofts.
Right.
Okay, I'm just gonna pick up a cold one because a hot one would require me buying stuff off the black market.
Oh, that's fine.
A hot one would require you to be fucked.
You cut out there, but yeah, a hot one is illegal, and it's the ones that fuck your brain, like really screw your brain up. The cold ones are the ones that only kind of screw your brain up.
And this select a cost for the sim module, do I have to put in
Just
like...
leave it as standard.
Is there a reason for it to be like that?
Because it's listed in the book as 200 plus, and like there's no game mechanic for it.
It's just like
use the
how
basics.
customized you want that fucking sim module to be.
Yeah, you can like it's like getting a computer that's ridiculously overpowered for running something just because you can, even if it's going to be outdated real soon, either which way.
I run multiple sim chimps at once to confuse my fucking brain.
It's also stupid stuff like that.
And you can also pick up things like a microphone or a camera on your comlink.
Well, that stuff comes standard with a comlink.
Yeah, headphones, microphone, things like that come standard. All the cheap stuff.
Yeah, I mean a basic ass microphone, sure, but I mean like an actual like a sensor that you can stick like enhancements and stuff on.
So I definitely want a rating 6 fetch, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
I'm being serious here. I don't know if I want one or not.
Oh, in all seriousness, it's boss as fuck. It'll do anything for you.
I'm just gonna pick up a rating 6 agent and be...
It'll
Happy
do
with it.
anything for you.
I'm just saying it doesn't take up any capacity. It comes with a personality built in. Fetches are fucking sweet.
Just make sure you pick a personality that's compatible with your own.
Yeah.
Okay, I got myself a rating 6 agent.
It'll actually end up being his mom.
She'll take it from him and reprogram it.
He will never understand how. He like tries to get someone to program it back to the default settings. They're like, I ain't touching that.
She yells at me every time I try.
That is encrypted with some strange shit. Nope.
Okay, now here comes the hard part. What the crap Matrix programs do I want?
All of them.
Basically, you want rating 6 in all of the normal software, and rating 3 in all of the hacker stuff.
Yeah, essentially the more the better, because each of them do different things. The minimum you'll want is for all the basic programs, because they all do important stuff. For the hacker ones, the minimum is not encrypt.
Decrypt?
No,
Exploit.
exploit. I know it started with an E. Exploit and stealth. That's the absolute minimum that's really necessary. Everything else beyond that is just more and more versatile options.
And there's no penalty for you having so many programs. You have nearly infinite storage space, barring plot reasons. Of course, there's a limitation of what you can run, but in terms of wanting to be versatile or you being concerned about a particular situation, you can fucking buy to your heart's content.
But yeah, the non-hacker software at rating 6 costs only 600 new yen. Each given piece of non-hacker software, that is.
But I don't have that because I have it packaged in a beautiful Pro Suite, so I can have all 4 programs run at once and only count as one program.
So I
Sure.
should get it. I should probably get attack at rating 3.
Sure. Basically, unless you want to spend a whole lot more on really high-end hacker software, keep it at rating 3.
Yeah, the jump from 3 to 4 is the big jump. It just changes like before from rating 1 to 3, it's like rating times 100 or something like that, and
It's
above
like times 500.
or times
Yep.
500, and then above that it's like times 1500. It's just multiplies once you get above 3, it just multiplies the everything by a huge amount.
But yeah, the starting point is pretty much non-hacker software at 6 and hacker software at 3. And then use your own judgment aside from that.
Your
Well,
own judgment.
Well, I'm down from 62,000 new yen to 25,000 new yen.
I imagine Twitch taking him out to buy this and, just sort of drooling on it a lot and trying to take it away every now and then.
Twitch isn't that into tech.
But the sheer cost.
It was exploiting what else?
Exploit and stealth are, I think, the absolute minimums. Everyone's going to argue about like what the absolute, but exploit is absolutely necessary. There's no arguing that, and stealth is the only thing that stops people from immediately knowing what you're up to.
Yep. I absolutely agree with his analysis there. It's exploit and stealth are the bread and butter of the hacker.
I mean, you would have noticed, if you didn't phase it out, how every time, Crimson was called to do a hacking on the fly, exploit is involved in his sort of like rolling there to do that. And on the flip side, stealth is what's used to prevent him from being discovered.
I would also say that spoof is a very important piece of software to have. That's where you either make it seem like you are an authorized user when you're not, or like a command is coming from an authorized user. Like real-life spoofing.
Right, but once you get into that, it's really about how you go about things and what you do.
It's true.
Sometimes it's useful, like that's really useful against drones, but if you're talking about actually getting into a server or something like that, it doesn't really ever come into play. So it's exploit and stealth are the minimums. Everything else just does more and more versatile stuff.
Yep, I'll agree with that. Oh, and reality filter basically does the same thing as customized interface, but for virtual environments. It further gives you a bonus.
Yep.
Well, I think I have all the programs I need.
Cool.
I'm down to 19,000 new yen.
All right.
This custom comm link cost 46,205 new yen.
The comlink and the stuff on it cost more than your motorcycle.
Yeah.
You shut your mouth.
Mine, in comparison, is only 12,700. You better baby that fucking thing. Heaven forbid
Hey.
something bad happened to it.
Hey, dude, it's got armor 10. Oh, and you might want to get gecko grip for it, so that people can't take it away from you. Gecko grip also means you can stick it to a surface if you want to.
Which book is that in?
What, gecko grip? I think it's just a basic thing that can be added to just about anything.
Well, I'm looking. I typed gecko into Chummer and it's not there. The only thing I see gecko grenade plug-in gecko tape gloves. That's it.
Oh.
I've never heard of the gecko grip either.
I know
Oh,
it
I
can be
don't-
added to guns.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's a normal thing to add to comm links and other things.
Well, shit.
Now
Did you
he's
add it
sad.
to?
Well, no, Twitch doesn't have it because hers is inside her skull, so.
Yeah, and her other one is shitty.
No, it has the best gecko grip. He can't let go. Well, now I have 18,000 Nuyen. What do I spend this on?
Nothing?
Drones.
You don't know when your next job is going to come. You got to save that for your lifestyle.
True that. And I have the most expensive. Wait, I don't know how expensive Truesayer's lifestyle is, so I cannot say that.
No, it is not. Unless yours surpasses 5,000 a month.
Mine is 4,180.
Nope, I
So
still
no.
lead the most expensive life.
Well, technically, I also spend 1,540 for an entirely different thing.
You have 2 lifestyles.
Well, one is a bolt hole.
Very bolting. That's another thing you could spend money on, too. You might want to create extra special just-in-case packages around the city.
Or country.
I'm actually thinking of letting the other one fade out because I could probably afford a better one.
It's your prerogative.
Yeah, I'll probably end up doing that. And I think I'll sit with the Nuyen I have right now because. Wait, I know what I have. I know I have one thing I forgot to buy. I need empathy software. Yep, rating 6 empathy software. Here I come.
It's expensive, but it's nice.
Yeah, well, I can run it now.
Okay, well, I need to go.
What GM
Cheers.
you can't lead? We have tons of questions for you.
We'll ask him quickly.
No, I need time to formulate.
That's oh no, it's running empathy software twice. I need to get rid of my second empathy software because I was like, I have 11 in negotiation.
We'll take care, Jean. You it was a good session. You did a good job.
Okay, thank you. Bye, everyone.
Cheers.
Later.
User disconnected from your channel.
That motherfucker. Fucking hate him. Dumb.
That classy son of a bitch.
I don't know about that.
Oh, this is cool now.
So, what the hell you guys think about the Technomancer cat?
Oh, I was not actually I was actually here at the time. I was doing my mother needed me to do something. I'm at my
Everyone's
parents' house
getting
for
pets.
I'm at my parents' house for Thanksgiving.
I thought that the reason why Twitch got her gift was just sort of like an indirect means of the spirit giving you something that you gave a point of karma to. I just thought it was like an interesting twist.
I never even thought of that.
Did you give it point of karma?
Yeah, but I don't see how that involves anything Matrix related.
I was a stretch too, but I was thinking, why else would it have ended up on your doorstep? And the spirit, or Sean did mention that, other benefits could come along besides that information.
That never even really occurred to me.
But that whole sort of idea came out of my mind whenever, fucking Coyote ended up with a Technomancer cat outside of his house. And like a fool, he let the cat in.
Well, I mean, it's only going to stay for a day or two, right?
But the cat came back very next day.
Huh. I actually think my agent is the best hacker in the group now.
Probably.
Maybe, I don't know, it's only 9 for the hacking things, but for everything else it's 12.
Honestly, uh, both Coyote and Twitch hack better with their agents anyway.
I mean, you would actually want it's either the agents or you would want a dedicated hacker. Which costs some karma that you don't exactly have the freedom to invest in that.
Not really, but apparently according to Aaron, the best hacker is a adept who hacks in AR.
It's true.
In our group.
No, I mean in general, the best hacker build is an AR-based hacker adept. 4 meat body initiative passes, the ability to spend power points on directly boosting your hacking skills. It's nice.
But the hacking skills don't come into play with like agent stuff.
No, but they do come into play if you have 6 in a hacking skill and boosted an additional 3 with adept powers.
Well, Vice's character is not remotely in that.
Oh no, not even close. But yeah, hacker adepts, they're remarkably good.
You can't be an adept without punching things. I don't care what the books teach you. That's silly.
Yeah, fair enough.
Apparently the iconic adept is a gunslinger adept, though.
You do have that. You also have your sort of like social adept.
Which are apparently pretty good too.
You have,
Oh yeah, they're boss as hell.
You have the mystic adept, who is a blend between the adept and the magician.
You have your free running adepts.
You mean mystic adepts, the I don't want to be good at anything class?
The bard of Shadowrun.
Basically.
Hey, bards are good at everything. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm too busy power gaming. I don't have time for your bard.
You heard him, Aaron.
I heard it.
I said it. And no take backsies.
Yeah, from his lips to my ears.
But for the grace of God. So you're 1 karma point shy of upgrading the magic, huh, Jordan?
Yeah, so I spent 49,000 new yen on a new comlink.
Yep. Can't spend my karma, spend all my money.
God damn, you almost spent more money than I have. I only have 50,000.
Well, to be fair, up until like a session ago, Vice had probably the second lowest lifestyle. So basically, he didn't have anything to basically spend money on for a long time.
He also didn't have any debt.
Nope, that was a character choice.
Yep.
And everyone but me chose that.
Yep. I thought that would mesh in nicely and give me a background with consequences and penalties that could prop up instead, like a mild allergy to something I could stay away from and a bunch of other dumb things.
You could pick up a dependent, which would increase your lifestyle costs by 10%.
I could, and
honestly, considering the background, I would have wanted Twitch in debt to the Mafia even if I didn't get free money or points for it.
Debt just really didn't make sense for Vice.
It's fair.
I was just pointing out that it was easier for you to accrue money. Of course, I had the most starting money because I had my life class set up to be in the high range. and
Right.
I rolled so well on my 46.
That's all you need.
I started
Start
with started with 17,500 new yen.
of just spending money.
Yeah, Twitch started with like 1,200.
And of course, a lot of my money has gone to the lifestyle. Gotta pay for my spiders and my spirit patrols, my professional security. Luxury security is serious business.
I thought
It
about
really is.
I thought about picking up luxury security, but I'm like,
What company do you contract out to?
I just had it set out to be like I put in the description like just like some sort of private security firm.
All right.
As the runner's companion, offer suggestions about that.
I was going to say if you were hiring out a subsidiary of Lone Star.
I doubt that's the case since Lone Star doesn't have much reach down here anyway. The PCC
And
doesn't
because-
like them to begin with.
And because they play a fairly prominent role in his backstory.
Yeah, that would be it too.
Truesayer's the kind of character to like, this company.
Yep.
Who owns them?
I definitely do think I do like to avoid certainly interesting things like that, but I definitely know my character is dreading the fact that all of those fucking astral signatures he left them. He could have just taken a bunch of complex actions to erase them if only he had still been awake.
Nope.
No. You did miss it though, Aaron. The fateful decision to throw down a Force 12 stun ball.
Yep, I got back just after it happened.
Yep. I was looking forward to it. I was like, I can see a critical glitch right now and me just going straight into overflow. I was like, please let this hit the big spirit. Please. Please.
And you hit it.
By the grace of God.
I think it got 0 successes on its dodge roll or something like that. Or was that one of the other ones?
I think it actually got, I remember, I don't know. I think I dealt 13, but I think it got 2 successes out of its, like, 7, 8, or 9 dice. I'd have to check the footage.
Still, you hit it pretty hard.
Well, that's what happens whenever you double your magic rating with a spell.
I was wondering if there would be like, outside of just the stun ball, is there anything else that it does? I mean, if it was actually no physical damage, that's a lot of physical damage. You might have done some damage to the building or something.
No, it's stun damage and it's a mana spell, so it only affects living targets.
Ah.
Yep. That's why it, can actually affect spirits. Because of the fact that, it's a mana spell. So easily, anyway.
Makes sense.
It's a direct combat spell, which means that they only get a willpower plus counterspelling if they have it roll, instead of you have to roll to hit them, and then they have a dodge, they could edge on that, and then they have a resistance test, that they could use edge on that too.
Yeah, that's the one thing about my fists. If I'm up against a person who's of equal power as me, they're pretty likely to dodge it.
I mean, with all the dice that you roll, I mean, you're bound on average to get, like, what, 3, 4, 5 hits, and you have someone who's not that bad at dodging, especially if they end up spending a point of edge, they could accrue that many hits if they're proficient in melee combat, which fucking Force 8-9 spirits are.
Yep.
That reminds me. Now that I've picked up, those extra points in Twitch's pistol skill, I I really need to start increasing dodge.
The dodge only comes into play if you're using your full defense, of course, for ranged combat, and if you do get into a melee combat situation.
Even so,
And I'm not saying it wouldn't be useful. I certainly looked at it too, and then I'm like, you know, I have so many other things I have to spend this shit on. Maybe I should just focus on not being a target.
I put like, I think 6 ranks in. Let me check. I put a decent number of ranks into dodge because I thought that would be pretty useful.
I don't think it's led you astray.
one of the things about Twitch and dodging is that her move by wire adds its rating to her dodge.
Apparently I put 2 skill rankings in dodge. Still, those are 2 important ranks.
Sure.
Of course, it removes your default bonus and gives you a little bit extra on top.
Yeah. I mean, it's when I do full defense and dodge, that's 9 dice because of my high reaction, so that's still pretty good.
Well, it's also important for Vice because there's a very good chance that he'll get multiple initiative passes as he closes the distance to someone. So he can be full dodging all the way there until he finally makes contact.
I made some decent choices at character creation. Others I'm not so certain about.
Everyone makes mistakes.
I don't know, man. I spent 2 weeks on my fucking character sheet. I think this is about as good as it could have made it.
If you want to see what went into the new com link, I'd put a link in the Skype chat.
Oh, other than all the silly knowledge skills I picked up, which you know, for the most part, haven't turned out that bad.
I mean, there was that day where we tried to figure out encumbrance, and that was a pain in the ass.
And trying to figure out why your guys' encumbrance wouldn't work properly.
Apparently, it works now.
Because
I don't know
Chummer's
why.
a shitbag.
Fucking chummer, yeah. Goddamn shitbag. Taking our gerbs.
I could not have said it better myself.
Because you didn't try.
Anyway, I'm gonna clock out now.
No, Aaron, don't go.
Oh, okay.
It's very easy to keep them in places.
Oh, okay.
You're not going to bed, Aaron.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
User disconnected from your channel.
I'll see you later.
Ooh, man, 49,205 Nuyen. Look at that. Adorable.
Yeah. It's a lot of money.
Do you have your Agent 3 on here? Or did you delete that?
Agent 3 is not on there. It's in my other
I
com.
see.
It's not running right now. Nothing on the old com link is running right now.
All right, Jordan. I'll communicate with you at a future date.
Hopefully.
You shouldn't have given that point of karma to the free spirit. Look at you now.
That is the one mistake I regret the most in this game. That no, I take that back. Breaking line of sight with Truesayer. That is my biggest regret.
And then second biggest regret is that fucking free spirit.
Yeah.
Should have let Coyote taken it.
Well, he didn't pipe up quickly enough.
6 magic will have to wait for 1, maybe even 2 weeks, depending on how long the next session is.
Well, that would be lovely. Still don't know what I'm gonna get with another point of that PowerPoint.
I guess that would be something for you to debate on now that you've blown through all of your cash.
Yeah, I probably would. I've thought about getting approved ability unarmed, which would give me 2 extra dice on my unarmed attacks.
Oh, yeah. Especially since Sean's not assigning that 20 dice cap. The more dice you have, the better it is.
Yeah, and according to Aaron, I can't refute him because he can do math and I can't. Apparently, every two, if you increase your dice pool by 2, it increases your effective AP by 1, or something like that.
Uh, I,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't do math.
this sounds like the wireless world all over again.
I don't deal with these things. Math in the wireless world, not my thing.
No. No. What a pity.
Anyway, I think I'm gonna get off and go do other shit because it's almost 11.
Alright, you have fun going to do other shit.
Yeah, you have fun doing whatever it is you're gonna do the rest of the night. Whatever it is you do.
I'll try. Bye-bye.
See ya.
User disconnected from your channel.
And that, everyone, is chapter 10 of this smorgasbord of fun complete. Obviously, I pulled up Chummer here at the end so that you folks could actually see it. I figure I'll go ahead and flip through things. Obviously, you know, the big expenditure on my end actually ended up being before chapter 9, actually increasing magic from 5 to 6. And I ended up with 10 points of karma now, which is unfortunate because I did complete an initiation ordeal, meditation already, and I could initiate essentially at any moment, Sean said. So if I had just 1 extra point of karma, as you can see, or maybe you won't be able to see because it's like a pop-up window. I'm not exactly sure. OBS does a pretty good job of sticking only to the sources I tell it to show, and not any pop-up or extraneous windows, or even, you know, bubble hints. It would be 11 karma. For what I'm gonna spend it on, I could get spells. That would cost me a little bit of karma each. I am definitely thinking about. I do have enough to increase a skill group to 1. You know, stealth as a skill group would get me disguise, infiltration, palming, and shadowing. Infiltration and shadowing are the 2. Outdoors, Mechanic, Electronics, Tracking, Conjuring. You know, that would be interesting too, but Banishing, I can do with a Mana Bolt or a Stun Ball. Binding, only really useful if I do summoning, which I would like to stay away from. Now, you know, just even a summoning of 1 point would allow me to use my magic skill as well. Summoning is one of those things, along with banishing and binding and the other magic skills, where if you don't have any training at all, then you can't even begin to fake it. Ritual spellcasting is also something I could look into, but I did want to focus on it. And I'm loath to invest in skill groups if only because I like specialization so much. Extra dice, you know, that's more of the type of player I am, rather than covering like a blanket situation. Although obviously, you know, Aaron and Coyote, their characters in different ways. I mean, you look at my character and I started off with no specializations. I picked all of these up after character creation due to their costs. You know, I found it more efficient to expend the karma to do it after the fact for only 2 karma instead of using build points, which are much more precious to handle that. Because increasing skills with build points is cheap. Increasing them with karma is not so much during character creation. And, you know, I haven't actually upped anything other than that. Once I went through those 8 skills, I saved everything for the magic. Attributes-wise, I think I'd stay away from increasing these 2. Willpower would be a major draw for me. And originally, you know, one of my earlier primary character builds had me, you know, improving this attribute so that it could be a maximum for 7. You know, being a dwarf would also have helped with my maximum willpower too, but I chose to be human. Goodness. So yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Knowledge skills, as I mentioned, I'm not sure whether I want to spend the karma to do stuff with them. I didn't have any build points invested into them. Everything you see here is stuff I got for free. Courtesy of having 5 intuition and 5 logic, I had a lot of free knowledge skills. And I invested them, some of which were in useful areas, and others with which were kind of silly. We got history, North American history, which, has helped out. I've been able to do some things with it. Japanese is a secondary language, which is a prominent language in 2072. We have North American literature, which hasn't quite come up. I don't think it has, anyway. Magic traditions and magical theory, which have been called up, and those are primary foci. Just sort of part of character and sort of like the academic background he's had. The meditation is an interest, which hasn't come up like I need to make a roll for, but my character does it. Mega corporate policies and security, which has come up most recently in this run, especially with the Lone Star specialization. Classical music, something my character listens to. News, which, as it turns out, is such a blanket sort of covering thing that Sean is willing to try to apply to all sorts of shit. And parazoology, which has come up a few times as well. Knowing what I know now, would I have been so silly with all of the points I've assigned? Maybe not have any interest at all? Put more into news? Be the best news guy ever? And he's, the way he's ruled things is rather than us having, roll for shit, everything we do is going to take a week. Straight up. Week of downtime. Whether it's increasing a skill by 1 or specializing, or even increasing a knowledge skill. Pretty rough. I'm not so sure, because with that, I don't quite see the value, the incentive, since I have so many other things I need to spend karma on. I need to not suck at climbing. I need to not suck at dealing with spirits. I need to not suck at, infiltration and shadowing. There's so many other things I need to not suck at. I don't know. I have to see. It'll be longer for you than it will be for me, of course. As for what I'll put the money into, you actually can't see a pop-up window whenever I click on Add Gear. I'd have to show my entire desktop for that. I might look into trying to get a focus. A more powerful focus. Well, not exactly a more powerful focus, but a focus, period. One of the offered incentives for my character for doing a run in the future with this Cristillo is like a rating 5 power focus or something like that, I think. So I want to have some karma to kick around like buying that, and I might not be so interested in buying a power focus immediately. But some other type of focus would certainly be of great interest for me. And I have a lot of money. I'll have a week of downtime. I'll have my contact and Nohemi Cristello. A spellcasting focus would help, and that's sort of specialized. I could get a Force 2 of that. That would cost 8 karma to bind. I'd get a counterspelling focus, just in case I ever end up dealing with mages who aren't summoners, and that would be I could get a Force 3 and pay for that karma cost. A sustaining focus, I could get a Force 5 or something or another. I do cast Improved Invisibility a lot on myself to try and compensate for my inadequacies in, infiltration and shit like that. And just the level 3 version has worked out very well in regards to me just getting 3 hits on the sun. I might get one of those, but, not exactly a major focus. Summoning focus, I don't need that. A banishing focus, I just use a fucking mandible. Binding focus, I don't need. Weapon focus could be of considerable value in. Could be, it could be. I might actually save the karma. I am unsure. I'll have to think about it, because you'd have to invest a lot of karma into these foci. And if I do end up with a power foci considerably far into the future, I want to make sure I have enough karma to bind the son of a bitch. I don't expect to get something as powerful as that. I do expect the deal to fall through, but I mean, if you have the opportunity to get a rating 5 power foci, which fucking magnifies your kick-assery by so fucking much, you gotta jump on that, right? I mean, my goodness, how could you not? A power focus, for those of you who are unaware, adds its force to all tests in which the magician's magic is included. All tests? What does that mean, Grimith? Well, with all tests, you're looking at everything that's on the magic page, which for me is only 2 things: counterspelling and spellcasting. But that's easier to get than a bunch of spellcasting foci, because those have specific categories. So if I wanted to cover all my spells, I'd have to get one of each. And counterspelling, which is also sort of magic. And if I got any of this other stuff too. A weapon foci would be nice in case I went into astral combat. It'd be nice to have a weapon which might not rely on me using spells, which in prior versions of the game were very dangerous to cast when you were in astral form. Here, though, it's not all drain is physical when you're in your astral form, unlike in, say, Shadowrun 3rd edition. I definitely might save the karma, though, and just sit on it, and prohibits my character from growing so much. It definitely would have been nice to get some more, but I think Sean's been pretty generous, and I'm certainly not going to complain about it. Not overly much. Let's see, to buy an actual focus, I would need a considerable sum of money for all of these, because that's kind of the thing. That's kind of what they do. Oof. So I might even save the cash too. Sort of sit on it. I don't know. Have to fucking see. At any rate, folks, I think it's time for me to end this here. I do hope the volume levels, at least in regards to me being powerful, ended up well. I just made Chapter 8 public. And, so far, Cloudski mentioned, I think that's Cloudski, mentioned that obviously it's hard to find an exact balance because Jordan is more powerful than Sean, for instance. And you guys haven't gotten into Chapter 9 where I was late. I don't think I had my microphone volume and all the volume levels set up properly, and I think I came across as louder. But I didn't want to do volume leveling anymore. So you guys get to hear what I hear. Except for me so much. But, we're done here. I spent a lot more time recording than I thought I would. And I just checked the top left corner of my screen just to make sure that it's like, it wasn't on Twitch stream and that I was broadcasting this entire time. That certainly would have been interesting.